Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all three past performance formats. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Dan Illman, Mike Beer for Breeders' Cup Prep Recap, taking a look back at the Champagne, an important prep for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. It's at a one-turn mile at Aqueduct, and as we break from the gate, Chancer McPatrick is looking to make it 3 for 3. He's the number 10, breaking from post position 9. He's odds on, and you know where Chancer McPatrick's going to be in the early stages of his races. He has no speed, he's going to be last, but he kicks like a mule.
He's the rare 2-year-old that just doesn't really have that much speed, but for some reason they just can't beat this horse, Dan. No matter what the distance is, either 6.5 in the debut, 7 in the hopeful next time out, a mile here. He's outrun last in this race, but it's not going to take him long, Dan. He's going to start creeping up, and he is rolling 4 wide around the turn in this race.
The Monmouth Invader, J.J. Zozo, blitz to the front with Tip Tap Thomas from the Todd Pletcher barn sitting alongside in second. And Chancer McPatrick and Flavian Pratt right now are, again, as Mike mentioned, slowly inching up and doing so very comfortably.
Yeah, I just like the way that he's sort of putting Pratt into the race sort of on his own power. And now they're going to start going here around the turn, Dan. And it's not like Pratt is asking this horse to do this. He is starting to pass horses 4 wide, 5 wide, maybe all the way around this turn, just walking by this horses. And by the time they get to the top of the stretch, he's in position to go.
He just blew by a very nice horse in Mo Plex, who will rally to finish third, the number 4. And this is a sustained run from Chancer McPatrick. Tip Top Thomas, not surprisingly, had no problems overhauling that long shot pace setter, and he has the lead in mid-stretch. Chancer McPatrick is now putting in a good 3 furlong run. He gets by Tip Top Thomas, he goes about his business, and he wins very comfortably.
Yeah, just overpowers this horse in the final furlong. He's edging away here at the end. There's nobody to worry about from behind in this race then. It was not a strong field. And Chancer McPatrick just did what he had to do in here. But you know what? Looked good doing it.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the others before we get to the winner. Tip Top Thomas was easily the second choice in this race at 3-1 after a Saratoga victory. How do you view this performance? Do you say he was on a hard chase and he did a lot of the early dirty work and he thus deserves extra points? Or are you saying he tracked a 54-1 shot, he made the lead, it was a perfect trip, and he got beat on the square?
Yeah, that's kind of how I looked at it. I mean, he had a really, really good trip in this race, and he did his very best with that good trip. He just happens to not be even close to as good as Chancer McPatrick. The flip side of that is he's coming off of 1 6 furlong start at Saratoga. He actually ran very well, and he certainly improved in this race. Just a really lightly raced horse with forward to go at this stage of the game. He's no match for the top 2-year-old on the East Coast.
Mo Plex is a rock-solid New York bred. I believe he's already an open-graded stakes winner, and he ran fine here. The Chancer McPatrick did run by him approaching the quarter pole, but he got to the outside, and he utilized his class to get up for third, and he was easily third best. It'll be interesting to see where Jeremiah Engelhardt decides to run him next, because there are so many valuable New York-bred races for these young horses. You can make a lot of money with the likes of Mo Plex.
Yeah, you really can. He's run well in all 4 of his starts. Now, I mean, obviously he was no match in here, but he's now a grade 1 placed colt by a new sire who's off to a good start. His first 3 races were fine. You sort of knew that, he was stepping into way deeper waters here, and he wasn't really up for it. But this is, probably the best that his connections could hope for, finishing third in the Champagne.
Did you see any trips from any of the other also-rans that make you want to play them against weaker competition, horses like Smokin' Wicked or Executive Order?
Not really. I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could say, as far as the 4th place finisher Smokin' Wicked goes, they just didn't really go in this race. I mean, this horse who's shown pretty good speed in some of his races, and they didn't go here. It seemed like it was by design. They sort of raided back. Only Chancer McPatrick was behind him up the backstretch. And then they just, sort of tried to make a run there around the turn. He got behind horses a little bit in that race, but he got through on the rail. Just didn't really do a lot through this stretch, but maybe they get more aggressive with him next time.
Let's take a closer look at the winner, Chancer McPatrick. He is now 3 for 3. His Beyer speed figures have improved with each and every start, from an 81 to an 88 to a 92. He's yet to race around 2 turns. That will happen in his next start, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. With his running style, are you worried about the 2 turns with Chancer McPatrick? Do you think there's a chance he could be sort of a late running 1-turn animal?
Yeah, I think you have to be concerned about that. He's clearly very talented, but you have to worry about his running style, especially as these distances get longer. Dan, I really appreciate that even though he's outrun, he's a pretty handy horse. It's not like Pratt's having to ask him to keep up in races. So that might be a good sign for him, but he's going to start facing even better horses. Listen, I'm not taking anything from him, but he beat a bad field on Saturday. He's going to face a way better field out in California. You have to do it going longer, around 2 turns. You have to pass some good horses.
He is a $725,000 two-year-old in training purchased by the solid first crop sire Mackenzie out of a Bernardini mare. He is bred to get the extra distance for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and Chancer McPatrick was no secret in the Champagne. Let's take a look at the prices. He went off as odds-on favorite. He paid $310 for Chad Brown. Tip Top Thomas, only his second start, ran well. Moplex, the good New York bred, was third, but there was no stopping Chancer McPatrick. We'll see if 2 turns is his Waterloo as he heads to Del Mar for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like and subscribe button below for more great DRF content, including Race of the Days, stakes previews, and lots more. You can find it right here.